This is Mr. Gillum, and today we're going to be looking at an example from our Practice and Problem Solving book about comparing positive and negative numbers on page 131. It says that Phil and Lorena are playing golf. Phil's score after the first round is -1. Lorena's score is -4. The player with the lower score is the winner, who wins. So those of you that are not familiar with golf, instead of gaining points every time you do something well, you actually lose points, and whoever can get to the lowest score is the winner. And so we are looking for the number that is the smallest, and that person will be the winner. So when it asks who wins, we are looking for the smallest score. What I'd like you to do when we talk about comparing positive and negative numbers is I would like for you to draw a number line, just like the one they have here. So initially what I'd have you to do is I'd have you draw this number line. And the most important point on the number line is usually 0, because everything reflects around 0. And so then you'd label 1, 2, -1, -2, all these different numbers through -5. And you would compare each of those numbers. To compare the numbers, you would probably graph the point -1 for Phil and -4 for Lorena. And so we are actually going to compare them both ways for good practice. So let's compare the number -1 and -4, or let's compare the number -4 with -1. When I look at the number line, I see that -1 is clearly farther to the right on the number line, farther to the right. So I know that it's the greater number. The greater number is always the inequality always opens towards the greater number. So I know that -1, we would read this as -1, is greater than -4. Or I could say that -4 is less than -1. And you can see that this inequality is opening with the gap towards -1 in both of these statements, because it represents the same thing in both statements. We know that numbers are smaller to the left and greater to the right, and our number line increases from left to right, from smallest to greatest. So we need to make sure that we answer the question now that we've compared the numbers. It says who wins, and we need to keep in mind that the player with the lower score is the winner. And so if -1 is the greater number, then -4 is the smaller number, indicating the winner. Lorena's score was lower, and in golf, that's how you win. So Lorena is the winner. There we go. Okay, so I will want you to model all of your positive and negative numbers and comparisons on a number line today. So make sure you're doing that. You do not need to. So for instance, on this problem, I may have drawn a number line and put 0 here, and then just put some dashes down to -4 and just labeled -4 and -1, and then I would have just compared those. You don't need to put every single number underneath, but you do need to model on there so I can see that you are thinking about your number line and which numbers are greater or less than. That's it for today.